Oh. That's why. Okay, guys, where is everybody? Are you guys ready with your presentation? Are you ready with your presentation? All of you will present group by group today. You will need to present your homework to me, group by group. One, you show me your context diagram, explain it. Show me your DFD diagram, explain it. All the way to the last group. We have up to 10 groups, right? Yes? Are you trying to say something? Okay, group one, are you ready? Group one, are you ready? Group one, are you ready? Hello? Guys, I gave you guys the homework, right? Hello? I gave you guys a homework to do DFD data flow diagram, to choose one data flow diagram and draw, right? Hello, I'm talking. No one is responding. I gave you guys data flow diagram to draw, yes? Hello? Can you guys focus here and respond? I'm talking. I gave you guys data flow diagram homework to do, yes? I asked you guys to do one of this homework. Am I correct? Our time is going. I'm talking to you guys. You need to respond. I gave you this homework to do, to draw the context diagram and DFD level diagram. Choose one and do this, right? Am I right? Am I right? Did I give you this homework to do, yes or no? So, have you guys done the homework? Because today I want you guys to share your homework with me and explain to me how you draw submitted. Me? Okay. I did ask you guys to prepare for representation, right? Or did you guys forget? Ah, okay. Um, okay, we are going to do those exercises in the class. So get your pen and get your paper so we can look at how to draw this context diagram and DFD level diagram. So as was said in this scenario, draw as many nested DFDs as you can consider necessary, representing all the details of the employee's hiring system described in the following narrative. You must draw at least a context diagram. If you consider, okay. Project INC is an engineering firm with approximately 500 engineers of different types. The company keeps records of all employees, their skills, assigned projects, and the department they work in. New employees are hired by the personnel manager based on data in an application form and evaluations collected from other managers who interview the job candidates. Okay. So prospective employees may apply at any time. General managers notify. So from our context level diagram, looks something like, so we have the hiring system. Context level, obviously we know this is a 0. Hiring system, okay? And from this scenario, we see that we have engineering manager, and then we have the personnel manager. So basically what we have is an applicant. We have applicant, and we have engineering manager. Okay. So from here, we hear that the personnel manager compares qualification for future going careers, and then schedules interviews. So applicants make application. Engineering complete. A new engineer. Basically, complete the language form, make application. So can apply. Applicants can apply. Applicants, they sign non-disclosure agreement. Okay. Hiring system, engineering manager, they can evaluate interview. All the managers will send the application to the engineering manager. Send application. Okay. What else? Give them the job. The personnel manager compares the qualification of the available pool of applicants with the characteristics of an open job. Characteristics, so the list of necessary or eligible for the job. Okay, which means we give them the job description. So you can compare this oh dear. Give it NDA. The system give applicant NDA when they are hired, then they will sign the NDA and give to the system process decision. So you can also have the interview session. So schedule an interview, right? And send to who? Between the manager in charge and the opening position and 3 best candidates. So this interview schedule will be sent to the engineering manager and to the applicant. Interview schedule. Interview schedule will be sent to the manager and the applicant. And after receiving evaluation on each interview, the manager will make hiring decision based on the evaluation. Hiring decision will be made, notifies the interviewees and the manager. So the same data goes to the interviewee and the manager about the decision. So the hiring decision will be made and sent to the, so when they hire, same data will go over here. Hiring decision. So I think this is a complete context diagram. Okay. So if your context diagram looks anything like this, for this scenario, that means you got it correctly. Then you break this down into sub processes and you will get your DFD level 1. Okay, so later after the class, any of you should remind me. I will send you a clearer version of this so you can use it to compare it with your own personal homework and improve where you need to. So I want to share some of your homeworks with the class so that we can use it to learn something new today. Stop sharing. Share. This file is old. Okay, share this file. Risky. Okay, look at this homework. I want any of you to tell me what is wrong with this. This answer. So basically, this is the answer they gave to me for they are doing for the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, I'm not going to go into the logic. I'm just going to go into the rules we talked about, right? Number one, if you look at this, this is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. This is everything here is a rectangle, except exactly everything is source and sink instead of process. Okay, so this is something I want all of you to take note of. You have to pay attention. Okay, if you want to draw your process looks like a rounded rectangle. It's not a perfect rectangle, and it is represented by 0 for context level and 1.0 and above for DFD level 0. Okay. So basically, review the prescription as per. So what is wrong with this homework is because this should be a process. You should use process symbol, but you are using source and sink symbol for process. This is why this is the first mistake. And the second mistake is you need to draw 2 diagrams. Okay, first is your context diagram, and second is your DFD level diagram. What I don't even know which diagram is this. Is this context level or DFD level 0 diagram? I don't even know. Okay, so you need to beware of this. And I think this is group homework, right? And if it is group homework and all of you in a group could not identify the problem with this homework, then something is wrong. And if it is a group homework or it's individual, really, then how many of you are in a class? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I received only nine people's homework when you should be at least 30 in your class. Risky, Sheikh, Oli, Margreta, De Conte, Ambrose, Ahmad. Everybody else, I don't know if I received your homework. Let me check. Anyway, I'm sure I'll figure that out with Siren later. Okay, so let us look at one more homework and see. Same thing, De Conte. Source sink. Whole thing is source and sink instead of process. Okay, and this is a flow chart actually, not a data flow diagram. We want to see how data flow from one source to one sink. Okay, so what is this? Is this a context level diagram? We don't know. You should tell us. Is it a, okay, this is better. Also, you use perfect rectangles. All right, it should not be. This is a rounded. I showed you guys what a share. What a source and sink looks like. This is a process. You draw a process like this. If it is context diagram, you label the process as 0. If it is DFD level 0, you label it as 1.0, 2.0, so. Okay, source, rectangle, sink, rectangle. Okay, you see, I'm assuming this is your process, but you named it as a rectangle. That is problematic. All right, and it should have a label process number. All right, so if this is your context diagram and this is your DFD diagram, something is wrong somewhere. All right, so please, I took a lot of time to explain what data flow diagram looks like. I took at least 1.5 class to explain data flow diagram, and yet some of you are still giving me data flow diagram that looks like this. It's a little sad, okay? It shows you're not paying enough attention. We thought the process rectangle is big and the sink rectangle is small. Rectangle is a rectangle. I thought we explained this. You need to pay attention. Every process diagram has symbols, or you can use circle. I can still accept circle, or rounded box. I can still accept rounded box. But a rectangle to display or to depict process, it is wrong. Okay, and as you can see from this rule, from the rule box, where is it? Here. You see here, rectangle and rectangle cannot interact directly. So based on this, your entire diagram is wrong. There must be a process in between each sink or source. We explained this in details, right? You didn't have the notes to refer to what you study. You didn't have the slide? Olivia? Yes, come in. We didn't have the slide? Olivia, you don't have the slides. And you couldn't ask me for the slides if you didn't have the slides. At the beginning of each class, please, all of you should have the slide, or at the end or before the class. But it's not an excuse if you don't have the slide. And if you didn't understand, you should ask me. I always ask again and again and again. You can see all the description I drew on each slide. It's still there. If you don't understand, tell me, I would explain. And usually I would not know if you understood or not if I don't give you homework. And from the homework, what all of you are drawing, it shows me that you didn't actually understand properly. Okay, so let me look at one more homework and see. Okay. Assignment. So this is from Mr. Ahmad. Okay. Applicant, okay. This is much better, context diagram. Okay, so I will not focus on your process flow now because I just want to see if you are following the rules. Okay, let's look at your DFD level diagram. Process 1, process, okay. This look much better. 2.0, actually 1.0, but it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's okay. Applicant, engineering manager, okay, this looks good. So far, this looks better than every other homework I have looked at. All right, so you follow the rules. Process, even though you are mad, you also use the perfect rectangle, but okay, you splitted it. I can accept this, but it's not complete rectangle. The edges are kind of oval, you know, just like you see in the slide. It's not like square or rectangle. It's like slightly, okay. Or you use cycle. I'm still fine with cycle. Split it too. All right, but your work so far is better than some of the works I have seen. So I hope most of you have something similar to this, so you can get full marks. So it's okay, even if you didn't do what I asked you to do, but I love my students showing me effort. So if you show me effort, you will get some marks. No matter how little, you get marks. But if you don't show effort or you don't submit or something, then you really get 0. But if you show effort, you get marks. If you now do it perfectly, then you get full marks. Okay, so I think that's just about that. So we'll proceed with the class. Okay. Hopefully you guys got some ideas on what mistakes you made, how you can do it better next time. This is why I wanted us to go through this. So with the few homeworks that we looked at, all of you know what you did. And from what we talked about right now, you know what mistakes you made or what you can do better next time, okay? So today we will be talking about the next process modeling, the next type of process modeling. Siren. Oh, this is Margaret's homework. Okay. All right. So we'll proceed. New share. Of share. New share. So all of you didn't have the slide, or just Olivia didn't have the slide for the last class? Huh? Hello? Is it all of you didn't have the slide for the last class, or just Olivia? Tracy also didn't have it. Okay. Siren, please, at the beginning of each class, if it is a slide class that we Ahmad, where did you get the slide from? If all of you don't have it. From the group. So Olivia and Tracy. Yes, last Friday class is data flow diagram, right? Ahmad got the slide. How is it you didn't get the slide? How did Ahmad get the slide and you didn't? Exactly. Siren sent the slides to the group because I think I sent it to Siren as well. And somehow you guys don't have the slide. It means you're not paying attention. If some of your classmates have the slides and you don't, it means you're not paying attention. You need to pay attention. Okay. Okay, wherever the confusion is. Yes. Wherever the confusion is, please, I don't want it to happen again, all right? So Tracy, not Tracy, Siren, please, at the end of the class, or not at the end, at the beginning of the class, please make sure every student have the slide, okay? Before the class, or before I start teaching. If I forgot to send it to you, please remind me, okay? You need to have the slide. So you can refer anything I teach that you miss or anything I explain that you miss. If you have the slide, you can check it for yourself. It's easier for you and easier for me, because if I'm teaching and you don't completely understand it, if you don't completely understand what I'm teaching, it's a waste of time for both me and yourself, you understand? So please, if you don't have the slide, make sure you have it, okay? Yes, data flow diagram slide is what I am referring to. That is the last thing we learned, data flow diagram slide, okay? And I think you guys, all of you had the slide. Okay, so I will just send today's class to the Wechat group. Wechat group, system analysis and design. MIS, no, this is not SAD. Where is the SAD group? I can't find your group. MIS. Okay, found it. See? Can you see in the group? Cyrene made reference to the slide chapter, 3C and Olivia. So you're not paying attention. You can see she made reference to it in the group. Please pay attention, okay? So you don't miss anything. Okay, so this slide is SAD chapter 7A. Okay, so I just sent the, so there are different kinds of data flow processes. Okay, data flow process modeling, rather, sorry. There are different kinds of process modeling, okay? One, obviously, we have already covered it, data flow diagram. That is the first process flow modeling. So what does data flow diagram do? Data flow diagram shows you how data move from one source to one sink, data flow, or from one source to file or repository, okay? So that is data flow diagram. So there are other kinds of process modeling, okay? So if you look at the slide, okay, I gave some examples. There are many actually. We will look at the most important ones. I don't want to complicate your mind too much. The concept, basic concept is what you need to understand, okay? So there are many process modeling. So basically each process modeling has its function or its target or its objective or what kind of information it is modeling, okay? So what we will be looking today is, oh, you're not seeing my screen. I thought I was sharing screen. Okay. What we'll be looking today is activity diagram. I want to teach you guys about activity diagram, use case diagram, sorry. We'll learn this first. Then we'll go on to the other forms of diagrams, okay? So at the end of this class, I need you to know what is a use case. What is a use case diagram? If you can understand the two differences. One, what is a use case and what is a use case diagram, okay? What is a functionality, system functionality, okay? So I'll give you an example. This is a mobile phone, yes? What are the functions of this mobile phone? It's a system. So use case diagram, use case diagram, sorry, yes. Use case diagrams are used to show the functionality of a system, to show you clearly what are the functions of a system, what functions a system can perform. So can you give me examples of the function this mobile phone can perform? Examples, your opinion. It's okay. No right or wrong answer. What do you think? Give me examples. Okay, while you are thinking, making a call, thank you. One function more. The phone can do many things. Give me more functions. What can the phone do for you? Okay, so keep thinking about that, or you can just type it. We'll get back to it and we'll use all your examples to draw a use case diagrams, okay? Just type as many functions as you think this phone can do for you or can do for itself, all right? Functions of the phone, okay? So now in use cases, a use case shows the behavior A use case shows the behavior or functionality of a system. This is exactly what I just explained, right? It consists of a set of possible goals, goal-oriented interactions between the user or actor and a system. User or actor and the system. What can the user and the system, or what are the goal-oriented actions or interactions the user or actor makes with a system? Guys, come on, is it only Ahmad is in this class? I need all of you to participate, okay? You can type, what are the functions this mobile phone can do for you, okay? Making a call is one. Think of more. I want as many as possible, then we'll use it to plot, give a clear example of a use case so that all of you can understand better. So we know what is a use case. Now we also referring to actors. What are actors? Actor is you or I, but in terms of role, okay? It has to do with, it's an external entity. Obviously, we are not inside the system, right? So we cannot be internal entity, but we are part of a use case, right? We are external entities that interact with the system. We communicate with the system, okay? So that is what I want you to pay attention to, all right? Now, you see, this is an example of a use case. An information system for university registration. Before you became a student of this, or a student of this class, example, you had to go through all of this. Okay, this is each and every one of you. Student. First, you get your offer letter. Okay, now you're a student, but before you are actually an active student, you must pay your tuition fee, right? You pay all the fee, accommodation fee, hostel fee, whatever fee, you make your payment, right? Then you register for your course, right? So now when you register for your course, the admin or the registration clerk can check who registered for what course, who registered for what course, who registered for what course, okay? Now me, as the instructor, I can also check, oh, who is registered in my class or special class or whatever it is, okay? Instructor, you can see the students that are registered in your class. Now, admin in the Bossa office, you see, even though these are different forms of actors, but the focus is on the role in the system, okay? No one cares about Dr. Hector. The important thing is every instructor has the same role, whether it's Dr. Hector or Dr. Ahmad or Dr. teaching this course, teaching that course, it doesn't matter. But all of us have the same role, instructor. Same thing as students, whether it's Tracy or Olivia or Siren, or no one cares. The use case focuses on the role as a student, okay? As a student, these are the roles you play, right? Okay, so likewise the bursar office. Okay, now I want all of you to stop with the thinking of the use case for the mobile phone. Okay, so what have we learned so far? This is an actor. In data flow diagrams, an actor or an entity usually is a sink or source, right? If you draw this same activity in DFD diagram, data flow diagram, it will look something like student, and then you have a process here, context level, maybe 0, and then you call it registration system. Registration system, and then you have the sync, which is the maybe admin or clerk, registration clerk or clerk, just say clerk, CLK. You see, student may register for course, registration system, and receive student registration, something like this. You see, this is DFD, data flow diagram, how data flow. But in use case diagram, we are not focused on this. We are focused on the use cases, functionality of the system. This is how you represent an entity in use case diagram in the role, in the form of a stick man. Remember this function. If I ask you draw a use case diagram for something, don't give me a rectangular box. It's not a use case diagram for your entity. Okay, that is for data flow. Use case diagram, you have your student or your staff or your admin or your receiver or your sender or whatever it is. Okay, with you have your system, rectangular box. Okay, just like you have this blue system here. So all the functions that the system can do will be inside the use case, inside the system boundary with different use cases. Okay, all of which leads back to the actor, which are the functions the actor can do with the system. Now, you guys have given me an example, make a call, correct, with the mobile phone information system example. Send SMS message, correct. Set alarm, correct. Play games, correct. Okay, these are all functions the mobile phone system can offer to this actor, which is me, user. You can also have an actor here as a receiver, maybe. See, two different roles. This one make a call, one role. This one receive the same call, but it's being received by this person. You see, two different roles, even though I can be a sender or a caller, I can be a receiver or a recipient, but there are two different roles, right? So the focus is on the role, not on the person. So make call. This same call is being received by this person, just like student register for class. This same registration can be checked by registration class clerk. This clerk will check the registration, who registered. Okay, send SMS. This same SMS can be checked by this, can be received rather by this receiver. Okay, now example, set alarm. Set alarm does not have a receiver, so, or does not have a different external entity that it interacts with. So you don't need it going to another actor, you see? So this is how you plot a use case. So I will give you more explanations as we go so that you can understand clearly what use case diagram is. Now, this is a use case diagram. Everything you see on this screen is a use case diagram. So if I ask you, what is the difference between a use case and a use case diagram? This whole thing you see on the screen is a use case diagram. Whereas a use case, is a single entity like this one. What is this? This is a use case. Just this, bill student or make payment. One circle is a use case. One circle is a use case. One circle is a use case that is being performed by the actor. Okay, but a use case diagram is a diagram that contains both the student, the system boundary, the use case, and the connection. I will explain again. A use case diagram is a diagram that contains actor, one, use cases, two, system boundary. This entire rectangle is a system boundary, and connection. Connection is the line that you see between an actor and a use case, or a use case and another use case. If you pay attention, you will see that the connections between actors and use cases have no direction. There's no arrow. You don't need an arrow for use case diagram between actor and use case. But between use case and use case, yes, you need an arrow. Example, you see, even though student is registering for this course, any student can register for any course, right? But sometimes some courses have prerequisite. You know what prerequisite is, right? For example, you want to take SAD 2020. But before you take SAD 2020, you must take SAD 1010. You see, that is prerequisite course. Now, in this system, student, which means SAD 2020 is not for freshmen. It's for maybe final year or sophomore or whatever you call it, right? But a new student, for example, now comes, he wants to take SAD 2020, register for SAD 2020. Then this use case will trigger, we get information from another use case, which is to check prerequisite courses. So if it has checked prerequisite courses, it will get information from here. Now, this use case will send extended information to this use case to say, okay, this student have taken the prerequisite, then registration will be successful. Okay, these students have not taken the prerequisite course, then this use case will be rejected. But we are not showing the flow, whether it's rejected, accepted, whatever. Use case diagram is not interested in that. What happened when you reject, what happened when you accept, what happened? No, use case diagram just want to show what you can do with the system. Okay, it's not interested in, will it accept, will it reject, will it do this, will it do this? No. For example, send SMS, right? You gave me an example, send SMS. Now, what if you don't have data or internet connection or credit, right? Your SMS will be failed, or your SMS will be, you see, this kind of extra unnecessary information. Use case diagram is not interested. Okay, use case diagram just wants to show that you have the ability to do this function. The system has the ability to do this function, and then the actor has the choice to make such action. Okay, so what are the functions? That is what use case diagram is only interested in. Function, function, function. So this system, you can register for course. This also system also can check if the student has prerequisite courses. It's also a function of the system. So it's also part of the use case. So use case diagram is only interested in functions. So I hope you understand it up until this point, okay? Because we'll go for 3 minutes break, and then we'll come back and we will continue with the rest of the class, okay? Use case diagrams, all right? So 3 minutes break.
Hello, Dr. Hector. Nice to meet you.
All right, guys, can we proceed? So the objective of today's class, I want all of you to understand completely what use case diagram is all about. All right, can we proceed? Hello? Can you guys hear me? No one is saying something. Can we proceed? Can we go on with our class? Can you hear me? Guys, are you there? Taking forever to. Okay, I want to share one explanation with you. Multiple use cases. So, now what we are left with understanding is these two arrows. Okay, include and extend. Okay, you use include when one use case triggers another use case. Okay, example, supplier, you order supply. Even though you're ordering supply, this system triggers another use case, which is to update inventory record or goods sold record or sales and inventory data update. It triggers another use case, another function within the system. Okay, now produce sales report. It also triggers another use case inside the system. All right. Whereas this one, extend. This one is not exactly triggering another use case. Instead, it is calling for information from another use case. Register. Register for classes. It calls information from prerequisite courses. Call information. See? As check if these students have taken SAD 1010, SAD 1010, then complete the registration. So actually, this is not complete without this. Okay, that is why it's called extend. All right, it's not always like it's not usually common in use cases. Okay, but it is also common. But the primary use case is what is the most important. You must know all your primary or your first class use cases, okay? And by extension, you should also know what extend and include means, all right? So I have explained what this is. Actors represent roles, okay? Not a specific user, but roles, okay? Just like we had in the mobile phone use case we drew. Even though I can be a sender, I can also be a receiver, but there are two different roles, right? So the focus is on the role, okay? Use case models consist of actors and use cases, okay? Use case diagram, I explained this earlier. I'll attend to it later. I did some class. I'll attend to it. Okay. Use case diagram is a picture showing the system behavior alongside the key actors that interact with the system. All right. The use case diagram, it will show you all the 4 interacting entities of a use case. Actor, use case, system boundary, and connection. Let me draw it so you can see. I don't want when I give you an exercise or homework, then you are drawing something else for me. Actor, connection to use cases, and system boundary. See? 4. Actor, connection, system boundary, use case. This is a use case diagram. Okay? A use case represents completely functionality. What are the functions this system can do for you? Okay? So these are the symbols. I have already explained this. Use case. This eclipse, this is an eclipse or oval, oval symbol. Okay, actor. This is an actor. This is an actor. This is a use case. This rectangular box is the system boundary where you have all your use cases inside. Okay, and obviously you have your actor outside the use case. I don't want to ask you draw a use case and you're drawing actor inside your use case. I don't know if human being exists inside the mobile phone example, okay? The boundary is the system boundary. Actors exist outside the boundary. The functions of the use case exist inside the system boundaries, okay? And then you have your connection, which is a straight line to each use case. Then you have the include relationship and the extend relationship, okay? Those are the symbols you need. I've explained this already. It is a role, not an individual. Use case represents a single system function, okay? Make call, great. Send SMS, great. Check alarm, great. Play game, great, okay? Each function is represented by one use case. Don't give me something like send SMS, make call, play game, all inside one use case. This is completely wrong. If you do this, I will give you 0. All right? One use case for one function. One use case for one function. Okay? If you have many functions, have many use cases for all of those functions. All right? See, use case represents a single one system function represented as an eclipse. That is, this is an eclipse around oval cycle. Okay, single, not multiple system functions you put inside one use case. No, one use case, one function. System boundary, that is the rectangle. Okay, it's a boundary that is dividing the lines between the system and its environment. Use cases are inside the boundary. All your circles, use cases are inside the boundary, and your actor is outside the boundary. Okay, you have your actor outside. I have already explained this. Okay, so when I ask you draw use case diagram, it should be very, very easy for all of you. Represented as a box. See, system boundary. See, rectangular box. Connection is a straight line. A connection is association between an actor and a use case. I don't want you to draw me a use case diagram and you're doing something like this. You put arrow here or you put arrow here. It is wrong. Don't do that. Okay, just one single straight line is okay. But if you are doing something like this, then it is fine. Actually, dotted lines. Okay, so I think I have explained all of this well enough. Extend relationship is an association between two use cases, okay? Use case. Maybe this actor trigger this use case, and then this use case also trigger this use case. It's an extended relationship. It's either extend or include. So it depends on the nature of the relationship. So let's explain. Extend relationship is an association between two use cases where one adds new behavior to the other use case. Extend a use case by adding new behavior or action. Specialized use of use case, extend the general use. Okay. Includes. You do one action, it includes an extra action. Okay. Maybe you make payment, and then even though you make payment, the system will also go and update your account balance, something like that, inventory. So you see that is including. You have done one use case, but that action actually includes another action. Okay, that is includes. Whereas extend, okay, I want to register for this course. So you cannot complete this information without the information this system has. So it will extend this to here and then get information to tell you, okay, you have done this course, blah, 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 blah. Include relationship is an association between two use cases where one use case uses the functionality contained in another use case. Indicates a use case that is used or invoked by another use case. Okay, just like I explained. Where did I even explain that? There should be instant. Okay. Order system, order supply, track sales and inventory data, produce reports. It also includes updating the data that is here. Okay. Even though you did not exactly say update my inventory data, but by reordering your supply, maybe initially I ordered for 10 because I'm left with something, and then, okay, I reorder again. So it needs to update the information that is here. So because you did this, it also includes another use case by updating this information. So this is what include is, whereas exclude, extend, not exclude. I always make that mistake. Extend, okay? Register for, this is all what you want to do. You don't care about this actually. But before you can get an okay for here, it gets this extend information data from here, all right? So pretty much that is all you need to know about use case. Now let's try an example. Look at this system structure of the website and corresponding function. You go to any website, like, what's the most famous online shopping website? Amazon. It has obviously this function. It has its main page. From the main page, you can see the products, right? Catalog, text. Let's say Amazon, you go to this product for furniture. You see all these are under furniture catalog, right? You see what you like, you see what you don't like, you see what maybe not. Oh, this is perfect for me. You add it to your shopping cart. You add whatever you like inside your shopping cart, and then you check out, right? On that same Amazon website, every user will have their user account profile, right? You can order and you can check your order history. You can check your order status and your order history. Okay, these are all present on the system website. So see, all these things I am saying now, these are functions one by one. when you see this catalog, which means browse catalog is one function. So this Amazon website, you can browse catalog. This is already, you already know, okay, great, I have one use case. Okay, place order, you have one use case. Okay, great. Maintain your account, user name, profile, password, whatever, you have one use case. See, great. You check your order, you have another use case. See, who are the actors in this system? How many actors do we have in this system? Depending on you as a system analyst, but for sure, you know that you must have a customer, right? Customer or a client or user, customer, basically, this is one. And then you have maybe admin or shipment, someone in charge of the shipping, all the things you bought, they need to prepare your shipment and send to you, right? This is how we came up with this. Customer, you can browse catalog, you can maintain, update your username, information, password, whatever in your account. You can place order, see? You can fill order. You can check your order or status history or whatever you want to do. Then shipping clerk, the person that will actually ship your products to you. This same fill order that you have filled, he can check this same use case. Same use case is linking both of you. You fill this order, when you complete it, he can see the order and ship to you. You see? Use case diagram. Very easy. Very simple. Halas. Symphony. Okay. Writing use cases. Should we go into this? Okay. Maybe we'll proceed. We still have 15 or 10 minutes. No, we have 10 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes. I don't think we'll have enough time to finish all of this. So we'll end the class with use cases. The next class, we'll start learning written use cases. Because you can have a use case that it is not in the form of actor, use case, boundary, and connection. You can have it in the form of text also. That is what is called a written use case. Why is it a use case? Because it also depicts the function of the system. Any, whether it is in the diagram form or the written form, it shows you clearly the functions of the system that is use case. Okay, but we'll go into this in the next class. So right now, I just want to give you an example. I want you guys to take a paper and a pen and draw a use case diagram of Wechat. Wechat. Simple. Imagine it. I'm not giving you who are the actor. I'm not giving you who are the roles. I'm not giving you anything. Okay? Just I want to see your understanding. Wechat. Who are the actors? Can you figure that out? What are the functions Wechat can do for you? Can you figure that out? Can you draw a good use case diagram inside the boundary? So you have 5 minutes. Okay? So this is not, this is an exercise and it's not homework, okay? I just want to see what you have. So as soon as you're done, let me know so we can look at your answer and see if you got it right. Okay, so all of you, 5 minutes. Jayu, Jayu. 5 minutes. Wechat. Draw a use case diagram for Wechat. Finish? Ahmad, have you finished? Styrene, finished? It's very simple. You shouldn't waste time. Just draw it, take a picture, send in WeChat or on Zoom so we can discuss. Okay, Jayu. Okay. So Ahmad, what is wrong with your use case? What do you think is wrong with your use case? Try and figure out what your problem is. Who else is done? Who else is done with their use case? Just send me your simple, we'll discuss different ideas. Let me see other people's ideas. Hello, Cyrene. Luna, Moon, White, Roxana. Let me see whatever you have. Just something simple, it's okay, just share. Let me see. Come on, guys. Show me some love. Let me see what you got. I'm waiting, hurry up. We don't have time anymore. Class will end in another 4 minutes. So send me whatever you have. It's okay, no right or wrong answer. It's just exercise to see your understanding. Anybody else? Okay. Tracy sent a picture. User chat contact. Tracy, I cannot see the 3 things you put there. What is it? I know I can read send audio. What is the other one? I don't know what that is. Teacher, I'm thinking Luna. Okay. Okay. Ahmad, one thing is still missing. Something Tracy has that you don't have. Olivia. Olivia, something is missing. What is missing? Ahmad is the person with the closest answer, but also you are, I don't know what Olivia actually did there. What those other 2 stuff is. I wish I knew. 3C. Olivia. Okay, Olivia, your problem is you don't have system boundary. You must have a system boundary. And Ahmad, your diagram, the problem is you didn't have, you must label your stickman. Who is that? No name. Your stickman must have a label. It must have a role. Okay, that was what is missing. If not, you had a perfect, almost perfect. Wow, you had a great. So what are the roles here? If you say user, you cannot have 2 stickmen, right? If you're using user, just like Olivia did, Tracy did, it's good. 1 user is fine. But if you're using 2 stickmen, then you have to, the role must be different, like sender and receiver, okay? Because you cannot have user here and user here. No, sender, receiver, you split the role. But if you're using 1, then, okay, 1 user can send message, 1 user, so you're combining the roles into 1 actor, it's okay. But, okay, that's the concept. So you must label your stickman as maybe sender, receiver, user, whatever. You had a system boundary, you had your use cases, very good. So basically, you guys understand the concept, okay? Don't forget, your system must have boundary, okay? So that is the end of today's class. Any questions? 3C. 3C, I would rather you use Olivia, a match style, or you use Olivia style, but Olivia did not have system boundary, okay? So all your, remember I told you each use case has one function, okay? Make call is one function, send voice note is one function, send audio is one function, send whatever it is you are doing. Those are functions of Wechat. Do you understand? So if you want to use include and extend, you can have something like internet connection. So you make a call, then before the system can make the call, the system can trigger another use case to check internet connection. Okay, which when it has, then it can complete that use case. That is okay. But if you do not want to go that far, it's okay. Make a call, it's fine. Okay, you can leave out the exclude later. Yes, Olivia, like that. But I don't know why you are having small circle and big circle. You don't need the small circle. Just big circle, put your text inside or outside, it's fine. You don't need small circle. Okay, just one simple arrow. All right, so that is the end of our class. I hope all of you understand what use case diagrams is. Please see. What is your error? One, I don't actually understand what the other two is aside audio. You're having arrow. Are you trying to use exclude and extend? If you're using that, it's not a simple arrow, it's a dotted arrow. And chat with contact has nothing to do with send audio. Those are two different entities on their own, okay? So you can just have chat with contact, SMS, fine. You can also have send audio, fine, okay? On its own, separate use cases, okay? So I think that is all for use case. I think all of you will be have great understanding for that. Okay, so chat, video call, audio call, message. Great. Who is this? Risky. Good work. This is exactly what the use case can do. So, and remember, you need to label your system as well. Okay, label the system boundary, SMS or WeChat system or something like that. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.